Hey, what is up, fight fans? In today's video, honestly, I wasn't even really planning to make another video about how 25-year-old Rampage Jackson stormed the ring at KnockX Pro Wrestling and brutally beat indie wrestler Psycho Stu. But the last two uploads blew up, nearly 900,000 views and thousands of heated fan comments, so there was no way that I could ignore it. That is why today I have pulled together brand new updates and some fresh details. So let's break it all down. And on top of that, Dana White announced a big announcement, and the internet went crazy. Memes and angry posts flooded social media within minutes. And of course, there is a lot more to cover. But guys, don't forget we are almost at 100,000 subscribers, so thank you very much in advance for all the support. Let's go! After Rampage Jackson's brutal attack, Psycho Stu was rushed to the hospital where he was diagnosed with severe injuries and warned about possible long-term damage if he recovers. Meanwhile, Raja is facing massive backlash from all sides, with more and more people demanding that he be sent to jail. Rampage later spoke out, apologizing to fans and to the streaming platform Kick, and wished Psycho Stu a fast recovery. But his words were not enough to calm the outrage. Rampage couldn't even walk outside without people approaching him, demanding answers about his son's actions. He had to publicly defend his son while at the same time apologizing to fans, the streaming platform Kick, and Psycho Stu himself.
Who is Rampage? He's like a
thumb
wrestler.
This boy getting
right?
more clout by dudes tonight than girls.
Hey, respectfully,
You're right. You're right. 100%.
no handshake on that.
All right, respect.
I'm a dad.
I know. That's what.
Respectfully,
you're right. 100%.
I'm dealing with.
He's a thumb board.
100%, man. Respect, man.
Hey.
Bro, that's why I said I apologize for even like, coming up.
You can't make me wrong.
I apologize for even coming up to you that way.
I'm getting a lot of racist threats and coming up to me. Come on. Over something my son did, I ain't got nothing to do with. I'm telling you, drop it.
Hey.
Put my number in your
No, no.
Hey, we do some
No.
What type of interviews you running?
My apologies,
I'm sorry about that.
Goof.
Alan, is Rampage Jackson allowed to pick me up?
Yes. And then,
You say yes. You can send.
Am I allowed to have sex with her too?
yes, please.
What I mean?
I've seen your children. You may have another one.
Rampage admitted Raja has not been the same since his mother's tragic murder, saying this.
All I'm going to say is that my son hasn't been the same since his mom got murdered. He hasn't. And I know that. And I've been trying to be there for him and, make him laugh and cheer him up and everything, but I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what to do. And, I know my kids. He hasn't been the same. With me, like, he's just been distant from me. Like, he want to be more of a man and more of this.
But apologies weren't enough to calm the outrage. Fans were shocked when they spotted Rampage Jackson enjoying himself at a bar, dancing and having fun. Many said it looked like he was trying to take his mind off of the chaos, but for some fans, it felt strange seeing him celebrate while the MMA world is still outraged. To make things worse, behind-the-scenes details began to surface. Wrestler AJ Mana admitted that before the show, he told Raja to give Stu a receipt, basically payback for a backstage beer can stunt. Mana even admitted he'd been drinking alcohol with Stu and others before shows for years, putting even more heat on the promoters.
That's a receipt, bitch. That's all the I told Raja to do. The only thing I told Raja to do was give him a receipt because that's what the promoter wanted to do, to be done.
This storyline, and then the shit gets out of hand, and you not
watch the video. Who told Raja to throw the punch? Watch the video.
That's what I'm telling people.
Here. I'll give you a hint. You ready? And I quote: "Get in there and that motherfucker up."
You run in and that motherfucker up in the mat. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Did that come out of my mouth? No, came out of the promoter's mouth. You. What I'm supposed to kayfabe this to protect them? You. Y'all just watching me burn. Y'all told me to shut up and not say nothing, just so I can get buried. Y'all. No, I ain't shutting up about nothing. I'm telling the whole truth, like it or not. And if you don't like it, pull up. I ain't got nothing to lose. Pull up.
The one point that I really want to overemphasize is that he knew beforehand that Raja was not a worker. He was not a worker. He knew that beforehand. But if you just look at the video, it looks like, oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know. But from somebody that was there, that's not the truth.
Hello, what is alcohol doing in the f***ing locker room? Why are we getting intoxicated before the f***ing show? Every f***ing show for 6 years. And tell me if I'm lying, motherfucker, because I did it with you. Yeah, that part. You want to bury me? You're all coming down with me. I'm that motherfucker.
Nathan Kaka shared his take on why Raja Jackson acted the way he did. He said, some people try too hard to show that they're the toughest, and that can lead to reckless actions.
He is trying to show the world how tough he is, what a tough guy he is by doing something like this. And this is a huge problem with sort of the insecure, narcissistic, fake alpha male space, is that huge insecurity, and I have to portray an image that I'm the toughest fucking guy around. And so he ends up attacking somebody who thinks this is all part of the actual show, and then almost ends up killing him.
Jimmy Smith broke down the Raja Jackson incident, saying that it turned into a dangerous mix of a wrestling stunt and real MMA violence. He explained that the problem there was no real referee or trained staff were there to step in and control the situation.
And it was that combination of a pro wrestling work and then an MMA fight against someone who's unconscious. There's not a real referee in there. There's not real support staff. It's not a real fight. So in an MMA fight, we've all seen late stoppages. A late stoppage is 1 to 3 punches. 3, the ref is really taking their time. If you think about it, a bad stoppage is 1 or 2 punches. This was 15 to 20 unanswered punches. Why? The ref's not a real referee. He doesn't know what to do. He's totally confused. You can tell he initially thinks it's just a spot, and this can't be as bad as I'm seeing. And then he just beats this poor dude damn near to death. Finally, a bunch of wrestlers jump in and separate him. They actually covered the guy. Referee counts 1, 2, 3. But it's what I mean by the worst beatdown is it was an MMA event. It wasn't a fight in a pro wrestling ring where they're not equipped to deal with this.
Now, the big question is, what kind of legal trouble could Raja be facing? Some fans are throwing around the words attempted murder, but legal experts say that is a stretch unless prosecutors can prove intent to kill. The more likely charge is felony battery with serious bodily injury, and in California, that alone can mean up to 4 years in prison. If the court sees it differently, attempted murder charges could carry 5 to 9 years behind bars. A criminal defense lawyer told MMA Media that Raja might try to argue self-defense or provocation, but so far the footage shows him going way beyond that. And KnockX Pro itself could sue for damages to its reputation. In other words, the situation is legally very messy, and it is far from over. But one thing is clear, Raja Jackson wanted to step out of his father's shadow and make a name for himself. Well, now he's infamous, but for all the wrong reasons. Instead of a UFC debut, he's now facing public backlash, lost sponsorships, and possible prison time. But still, many fans were furious to learn that Raja hasn't been officially banned from UFC competition. Many believe that Raja was on the path to the UFC, maybe even through Dana White's Contender series. But after this incident, most people are convinced he will never get that chance. For now, the UFC has not banned him, but streaming platform Kick completely cut ties with both Rampage and Raja. MMA Uncensored posted a statement on Instagram confirming it. Kick has immediately banned Rampage and his son Raja from the platform. We do not promote violence and we do not tolerate this kind of behavior.
Do you think that guy gonna sue Rampage Jackson?
I don't know why he wouldn't, bro.
For sure. Crazy one. For sure. He should.
Yo, he's a veteran, bro. He needs the money.
Hey.
He's going
for
to.
Sure. And the crazy thing about America is he's a veteran.
But the guy doesn't have money.
He's a veteran.
Rampage Jackson has.
He definitely doesn't have money.
I'm telling you.
He does
not.
He does not have.
Does not.
So what gonna happen?
The guy gonna take everything that he might make it. And he gotta work it just to pay the guy.
On the future.
He gotta work it just to pay the guy.
Yeah.
So basically,
yeah. But think about it. If you got a judge now that likes the veteran, so this guy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you
If your
something.
father do something wrong, you have to pay for it?
Let me tell you something. No, the opposite. Let me tell you something. This guy, for sure, is Rampage that make the guy.
Yeah. You know, especially because they Islam, you know? They're going to the judge and say, hey, his father used to that, and now he's doing.
And you make the guy. So for sure, that's why when you make someone.
No, but I don't agree, and they kicking Rampage Jackson out.
Yesterday, news broke that Dana White would be going live to make a big announcement, but Dana, as usual, was late. This set the internet on fire. Memes and angry posts started flooding social media. Fans joked, nearly 1 a.m. in the UK and still waiting on that Dana White announcement. Others wrote, Dana will be signing Rampage Jackson and paying for all of his lawyer fees. Another fan joked, breaking news. Sources say Dana White has been jumped by thousands of angry UFC fans for making them wait over 10 hours for an announcement. And then more memes followed. UFC fans waiting for Dana White to go live. It's been 84 years. Or me refreshing my feed waiting for Dana White fight announcements. Another said Dana White after he forgot to set an alarm to go live. One fan added, breaking, UFC President Dana White found asleep cozy in his bed. But finally, Dana White actually did drop some big news. He announced that the UFC White House event is officially happening.
I had a great day. Just about to take off here from Washington, D.C. We had the meeting at the White House. Could not have gone better. This is going to be awesome. White House fight is on. The White House fight is on. I will have more details on that in the next couple weeks. Welterweight champion Jack Della Maddalena defends his belt for the first time when he took a fighter in the world in 23, 24, and 25. He cleaned out that division, and he has decided to take his 15-fight win streak and move up to attempt to become one of a few fighters in UFC history to win belts in 2 different divisions. Della Maddalena has won 18 fights in a row, just beat Bilal Muhammad for the welterweight title. This is literally the definition of a super fight. So that's the main event. Champion versus champion, Madison Square Garden. UFC strawweight champion Weili Zhang has accomplished all there is to accomplish at 115 pounds. So she's now going to vacate her title and move up and challenge Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight championship in the co-main event of UFC 322. Number 1 pound for pound versus number 2 pound for pound. Talk about another super fight. Shevchenko's the best flyweight in UFC history and holds basically every record in the division, including most wins, most knockouts, most takedowns, and Weili is the first Chinese champion ever and one of the most dominant strawweight champions in UFC history. She's finished 19 of her 26 wins and now looks to become just the second woman to win a UFC belt in 2 different divisions by taking on Shevchenko. So, UFC 322, 2 super fights, November 15th in New York City, Madison Square Garden. Also on the card of UFC 322, former champion Leon Edwards returns to take on everybody's favorite, number 9 ranked Carlos Pradas. Carlos is an absolute beast. So, UFC 322, do not miss this one, November 15th at Madison Square Garden. I also want to update you on 321 in Abu Dhabi on October 25th, which will be headlined by the undisputed UFC heavyweight championship between Tom Aspinall and Cyril Gane. I have another championship fight for you. As I mentioned just a second ago, Weili Zhang is vacating her title. So there will be a new UFC strawweight champion in Abu Dhabi as number 1 ranked contender. Verna Jandiroba takes on number 5 ranked Mackenzie Dern. This is a very high-level fight between 2 of the best grapplers in the division. Jandiroba is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, world champion, who has 14 of her 15 finishes by submission. She's on a 5-fight win streak, and Dern is one of the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athletes to ever compete in MMA.
and she holds the record for most submission wins in UFC strawweight history. All right, what else do I got? Also being added to UFC 321, two of the best bantamweights. Number 2 ranked Umar Nurmagomedov takes on Mario Batista, who is ranked number 8. He's been grinding his way up in the rankings, and it's going to be a fun one too.
Many fans were also hoping that Dana's announcement would be about Ilia Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan. But at the same time, rumors started spreading that Topuria would face Justin Gaethje at Madison Square Garden. His manager, Lucas Orzel, shut down those rumors, saying, "This is fake news. Ilia doesn't have a fight offer right now."
You have Arman Tsarukyan, who's 8-1, should be 9-0. I thought he beat Gamrot in the promotion right now. Sitting at the number 1, number 2 contender slot, was supposed to fight for the title, pulled out, got into the bad graces of the UFC, but then re-weighed in as the backup for Topuria Charles Oliveira. And you have Paddy Pimblett, who's 6, 7, 8-0 in the promotion right now? Probably the biggest promotional draw. So you think that Justin Gaethje, who's beating Rafael Fiziev, however you say his name, who's not in the title conversation, getting knocked out by Max Holloway, and then a knockout win over Dustin Poirier, should be fighting over the rightful person that should be fighting for the title right now, which is Arman Tsarukyan, due to the body of work and the fact that he was supposed to be fighting for the title and the fact that he weighed in as backup fighter, or over Paddy Pimblett, who's a way bigger promotional draw. That's the argument for Justin Gaethje right now. It makes no sense.
Meanwhile, Daniel Cormier disagreed with Khabib's 80-20 claim in favor of Arman against Ilia.
80-20 is crazy though. Come on, man. 80-20 is hard when anyone's fighting. 80-20, the only time 80-20 could be thought of in fights has been in the case of Khabib and John Jones. They're the only people that have gone through this whole thing without losing. They are the only two. So you could have possibly said, well, yeah, it's probably 80% that guy's way, because they never lose. But guess who else hasn't lost? Ilia Topuria. So to put him on the opposite side of that 80-20 is crazy to me. I don't believe that for one second. I really do disagree with Khabib on that one. That's one that there is not a guy in the world that I believe is going to beat Ilia Topuria 8 out of 10 times. That's just the truth.
And Merab Dvalishvili believes Topuria would finish Islam Makhachev if they ever fought.
Who do you think wins if Islam and Topuria fight? And do you think that fight will ever happen?
I hope it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be a tough fight for Ilia, for sure. It won't be easy, but Ilia have a big chance. Like I said before, Ilia make you either shoot him like a wrestling, which is he will stop, or Ilia will go forward and Islam has to strike with him, and then striking, we all know how Ilia fights and how dangerous he is and how knockout power he have.
Arriba!
Now, as for Islam Makhachev, he recently showed off one of his favorite moves, the inside trip. Fans love seeing the champ break down the technique.
Now he knows how strong. Look at that. Now he knows how strong.
You're not in this one, right?
There we go.
But guys, don't forget, we are almost at 100,000 subscribers. So thank you very much in advance for all the support. Let's go.